So this is a player I'm going to specifically talk about with regards to ways that you can manage them differently depending on if you have a winning record versus a losing record. The feature player for today is Dalvin Cook. So Dalvin Cook, his average draft position was right around the number 2 or 3 player taken off the board. Unlike Christian McCaffrey, which has been relatively straightforward in terms of management because he's been injured and you know what to expect, Dalvin Cook has had an in-out situation regarding an ankle sprain that has been very nagging. And if you have a losing record, a lot of it might be due to Dalvin Cook if you do not already have Alexander Mattison as a handcuff. So if you do have Mattison, disregard this information because you have a guy that you could put it as an insurance. But if you have Dalvin Cook without Mattison, what you should do with him depends on your strategy. If you have a record of 1-4 or 0-5 heading into this week, I would recommend you try to trade away Dalvin Cook. I think what's going to happen is in week 6, I would not be surprised at all if Minnesota decides to rest him again, get some extra rest before the bye week in week 7. And to be honest, if you're a team that you haven't won yet this season or you only won once, you need to try to see if you can trade Dalvin Cook for some players that can help you win now. Ideally, you want to be targeting somebody like Cook in this situation because he's a good asset to have down the road, but you need to start getting wins in order to make yourself competitive to even get in the playoffs. For those of you that have a winning record, I would argue 3-2 or higher, I would try to buy low on Dalvin Cook. The reason I say this is because he is somebody that you can spend some flex assets for a player who's desperate, who, let's say they're 0-5, and they could be willing to part with Cook because they need to get wins. And if you're willing to part with some significant flex players or even your RB2, I would recommend picking up Dalvin Cook because this is a potential league-winning asset that you can get relatively cheap because he has, a lot of people have a lot of questions of what he will look like the rest of the season. I would recommend in this situation, if you have a winning record, to target Dalvin Cook, but if you have a losing record, to attempt to trade him away.